Before I get into this review fully, I want to point out that I had absolutely no intention of seeing this film. The reason being was not because of who was in it or what it was about. The reason being was because of the trailer. When I saw the trailer for this film, it honestly looked the trailer made this film look horrible. The jokes didn't work, didn't look funny at all, and the premise looked just really stupid. And then, of course, there was the poster, which wasn't very attractive either. But due to the fact that a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of critics as well, only one that I know of really, have given this film very high scores, that being like, 4 out of 5 stars, or a B rating or an A rating, I decided to give it a try and go see it. People have been saying that this film is like setting the bar high for Hangover Part 2, and in all honesty, I don't think that's the case. This is not a terrible film, not a good film either. Right off, I'm going to say 2.5 stars, and now I'm going to explain why. This film had a lot of potential to be good. The reason why it doesn't work a lot of the times is because there are scenes written in this film that start off really funny and have a lot of good comedic timing, and then they push it to the point where the comedy is just sucked dry. One example of this is a scene where Kristen Wig and all the other bridesmaids are in an airplane, and Kristen Wig is afraid of flying. And instead of having a really short, maybe 5-minute, really funny scene, it drags on to be about 10 minutes long, and there were a lot of funny moments in that scene, but unfortunately they just dragged the scene on so long that the comedy is just sucked dry. Another example of this is when they are at this party and Kristen Wiig is the maid of honor and she's supposed to give this speech, and then there's this new girl who's like the new best friend of the woman getting married, and she gives a speech and they're trying to one-up one another, and after a while, one-upping each other can get pretty boring, and the scene just goes on for way too long. And, I mean, it's funny for a while, like I said, but after a while it just kind of gets dull and you're just kind of like, well, when are they going to stop this? And so that kind of plays into the fact that this movie is too long. It is 2 hours and 5 minutes, I believe, and it should have been an hour and a half. The acting as far as the women isn't horrible. It's not terrible, but, I think in terms of Hangover, I mean, I don't really think that you can compare it. It's not the same premise at all. There's this girl who's supposed to be like the kind of like, the bitch of the pack, and she ends up being a bitch, but she never really gets comeuppance in the end, where she kind of gets told off. That never really happens. She just kind of apologizes over and over again, and Kristen Wiig's like, yeah, I'm hearing you, but I don't really, respect you or care about that. And there's just a lot of things going on in this film that I didn't feel really needed to happen. So, as a whole, I'm going to say, once again, 2.5 out of 5 stars. For those that want to see this film, I would highly recommend a rental. I saw this, I didn't see an early bird showing, but if you want to see it in the theaters, it's definitely an early bird showing. But for those who can wait, rental is definitely better.